Okay, so let's take a look at how you can use Oracle Apex and create an application. But in this case, let's assume that you have a JSON file and you want to create Apex application using that JSON files data. So first thing is going to apex.oracle.com and then clicking on this particular start for free today button. Here you get multiple options to start with Apex. One being this free workspace, second being using Oracle's cloud account, third being downloading the Express edition locally, and then installing Apex on the top of it. So picking any one of the options should help. So in my case, I'm choosing free workspace, right? Once you do that, you can use name, last name, email, workspace name, and location. Then it will ask you if you're new to Apex. Click on yes. Then choose, do you plan to use Apex for education and training? Say yes, and then agree to the terms. Finally, request the workspace. Once you do that, you will get an email, right? And then you will be able to log into Apex, right? And then you can also manually sign in. Make sure now once you log into your Oracle Apex dashboard, you can go to App Builder. Now here you have option to create, import, and then there are two other options which are not relevant to creation, right? So in our case, we want to create a new app, so we'll click on that. Now currently I have like JSON file, so I'll be using JSON file to create an application. Now here I will have to drag and drop or choose the file. So let's say if I have like JSON file for HR data, so I will choose that, click open, and it will then load that data. I have like 500 rows of data, and here you can see I can check the table name to HR data. Okay, it will uppercase everything by default. Now the thing is I can move on to viewing this data. You can see the ID, name, email, phone, salary, department. Now I can load this data and then can proceed to create the application. You can see 500 rows are imported, right? So I can create the application, view the table. Now here you can see we have home, dashboard, HR data, search option, and report option already created. Can also choose activity monitoring, configurations, access control pages, right? Then as you can see we already have the name of application. We can change the icon. Let's say I change this to something like this, or let's say HR department, so that icon, right? So the next thing, we have our things set up properly. We can go ahead and create an application. So this may take a bit of time, but it should have your application created shortly, right? So let's wait for this to complete. Right now here you can see your application has by default few pages, right? And you can create additional pages by clicking on this create page option, right? Then there is run application option, which we will run to check how our website or application looks. So click on that. Here you have your username and password. You can even choose remember username. Then we choose to log in. right? So here you see dashboard, ability to search, and the reports, right? So if we check the top menu, we have similar pages. Now let's go ahead and check the reports. We will see some reports there. As you can see, here we have our data, right? And if I want to check the new entry, I can simply add the same, right? Already have that option, or form you can say, right? Next thing, if we go back to home, we will be getting search page as well, which you can use to check the data. Here you can see we have department option, which allows you to sort the particular set of users, right? And like this, I have all the departments listed, so I can narrow down my data, right? Similarly, there is a dashboard. So what does it do? It will show you the list of users, right, within different departments against the total number. So it's like number of people in one axis, and then respective departments to show the same as data, right? So kind of like option that you have for sorting your various department people. So that's why I named it as HR data, right? So these are some of the pages that you can create here and view it. There is one more page which is administration, for adding, removing users, right? And you can even check them out. So currently only one user we have. Can add if Apex allows me, right? And like this I can add and manage users in the backend, right? So if we go back to our app builder, and if I want to add components, so let's see, I want to add a form, right? And if I click on name of this form as add new employee, right, then page mode normal, data source local data, table name, let's see, what do we have, HR data, right? Then we will click next, right? And then I will create the page. So now that we have our page created, it will take us to its layout, right? And you can view how it appears, right? And if we try and run this to see how it looks, you can see add new employee option. You can also see that here all our data fields are here based on the table that we created. We can use cancel to go back to our dashboard, right? So I'm just managed to create an app using JSON data file. Then we managed to add a page as well, right? And we can also manipulate some of the other specific pages and pretty much have a backend ready with the data that we just uploaded. So for zero coding here, you can pretty much create application that you can get started with very quickly, right? Finally, if you want to delete this application, you can click on the tasks, then delete this application. And here you see you have requested to delete. Click permanently delete now, and it will take a bit of time and your application is gone. Notice that here you are back on that dashboard prior to creating any application in Apex, right? So pretty much we have covered everything. related to creating an app in Apex using JSON file, or you can see JSON data, right? Similarly, we can also use CSV file, XML file as well, right? So we can take a look at that, but we will cover them separately. So here you see CSV, XML, Excel, and JSON. So we covered JSON. We'll create these three separately and cover this as well.